what do we already know about metabolism? About that word. What do we already know about that?
Basically, it lets you know how much you burn.
How much you burn, okay?
That's not something you really, it's not
It's
like
the way your body
counting.
processes
Your
calories,
oxygen
right?
intake versus your dioxide outtake.
Carbon dioxide and oxygen plays a big factor in your metabolism. That's true.
Energy levels.
Energy levels.
Heart rate.
Heart rate. Anything else?
Nutrition.
Sounds like exercise. Nutrition plays a factor into it.
Food.
How you burn
Sleep.
fat.
Nutrients.
Let's see what other people are saying about it.
Rest.
Let's see. All right, I want to read this quote right here. Can you read this?
No.
Julie? I'll read it.
A
A doctor told you want to read it? Read it.
A doctor told me that my metabolism was so high that I basically have to eat every hour. That doctor was me.
Yeah.
Well,
Around age 40, I put on 20 pounds. I had always had a perfect metabolism, but my metabolism betrayed me, as it does most people, except a very rare few who will always be thin. All right, something else. Let me read this one right here. I don't need a Valentine.
I don't
Well, I'm in for that. I need $8 million.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
Yes.
So everybody needs a hug. It changes your metabolism. I would agree with that. So that what you're seeing here is that we all have different perceptions of what metabolism is, right?
yeah.
Some people have negative perception about it. Some people have a positive outlook about it. But what we're going to talk about what is really the physical aspect of what metabolism is and how it relates to what your specific goals are. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So metabolism. So what it actually is a sum of all the reactions that take place in your body. So all the different changes from what happens in exercise, from how you eat, from how you sleep, to how you breathe, to how your body breaks chemical down into finer parts. And it's pretty much an overall concept of breaking things down, okay, and building it back up. All right? And this takes place, for the most part, within each individual cell in your body. All right? Everybody got that? So I have a few pictures here because one of them is extremely confusing. Do you see all these squiggly lines? This stands for different pathways that your body takes when it comes to metabolism. It's supposed to be confusing because a lot of things, when you talk about your metabolism, it's including a lot of different things at one time. All right? So, going to the next slide. So your cell, you have over 30 trillion cells in your body. And guess what? They all need to communicate with each other. And they got to be very efficient and very, very, very focused with their jobs. Okay? So 30 trillion cells. Each of them have a responsibility for delivering energy through your body or helping you to store that energy. Does that make sense? So it has anything to do with your cardiovascular fitness. It's going to have something to do with how your hormones are balanced. It's going to have a lot to do with your mental and physical health, how you move, muscle, bones, etc. So everything from your muscles to your heart to your lungs begins at the cellular level. They're specialized cells for each group of specialized parts. That make sense? Okay, now, moving on. This is my favorite part. So what we break down. You see that? See that right there?
You made it.
So one of the things we break down is food, right? And we usually have this simple look at food as either calories in, calories out process. But if I were to ask you if you wanted to eat Kay's, what was it, her steak?
Oh
And
yeah.
asparagus,
Oh, yeah.
right? Or it was popcorn. Which would you choose and why would you choose it?
The popcorn.
The steak.
Why the popcorn?
Because it tastes good.
Tastes good. That's so true, right?
I don't know, that steak.
I'd eat the
was-
steak
I
and the
like steak and the
asparagus.
green beans.
Why steak and the greens?
I love it.
Does it taste good? And what else?
The protein.
And the protein.
Protein. It's more nutritious to the body. So
More
when
filling.
talking about that cell communication
It's a
thing,
meal versus a snack.
exactly. So why not lean cuisine instead of that?
Because there's too many preservatives and it's Yeah. Frozen.
Yeah.
So
Packaged.
most things are in a box or preserved with other ingredients.
Right.
Mostly, not all things, but most things.
Chemicals.
So if your goal is to lose more of the right type of weight, whether that's fat or if that's water weight, then eating meals that are more processed are not going to get you there as fast or help you to maintain that over a period of time. That makes sense? So another thing that we burn is fat. Now, I want you to think of fat as like your long-lasting energy.
Oh, it's
Okay.
long-lasting.
Keeps on
Well,
coming.
you're all gonna appreciate this even more when you get to where you are and you're
Yeah.
still burning
That'll
fat.
be Bob in the middle there.
So you got two forms of fat. You have subcutaneous, which is at the skin level, and you have something called visceral, which is right here around your abdomen. Okay? So we both want to get rid of both, right? But understand, you burn more fat throughout the day than you could ever do possible working out. All the workout does is accelerate how your body's going to break that down throughout the entire day,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
And then we have muscle. Now, carbs, believe it or not, are more of an immediate energy that resides in your muscle, either your liver or your muscles. So when you're working out, like we did this today, we're using more immediate energy to give you the energy you need to last throughout the workout. Now, there's an issue when we prolong that activity too long, or if you decide not to eat for a given period of time, your body will break down too much muscle, which will cause you to feel dizzy at times, or feel very weak, or feel tired at times as well. Right? So when it comes to the breakdown of your body, which one of these energy sources do we want to eventually get rid of?
Visceral. Still.
Fat. Visceral fat.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest fats to get rid of because this has a lot to do with diet. Okay, so once we focus on what we're doing throughout the day, then we can be able to see more changes in this area.
Right.
Okay? Now, what we build up is almost the complete opposite. So, why is that backwards? Anyway, it's backwards. So, bones. There's a process called remodeling. You actually have cells within each of your bones that build it back up. So one of the things that you do is create bone density. So you have better structural balance over time, and you have muscles that can better support that movement. The other thing is you have muscle cells, and within your muscle cells, your body uses a hormone called growth hormone and testosterone to help boost lean muscle mass and tissue. Okay? Another thing that we build up is your nervous system. So like when you're working out, when we do those weird exercises where it involves balance, you know, part of the issue is getting your brain to be able to flow with your muscles. And that's called proprioception. And this means brain to muscle connection. Okay? And you get more of these good hormone neurotransmitter, this serotonin feeling, like feeling happy when a workout's done, right? And then lastly, if we're not careful, there's inflammation that we build up, right? So from the bacteria, bad bacteria of the foods that we eat that are not as healthy for our body, to the different types of cardiovascular diseases or insulin resistance, things of that nature.
What about overtraining, Kamal?
Poor training.
Overtraining.
So overtraining or not training. If you're just sitting for a long period of time, which we no longer do, we just graduated, right? We don't do that anymore. So poor training and overtraining will stimulate what we call cortisol. Am I familiar with cortisol? Heard it before about what we know about cortisol?
Just what I've heard on the radio.
Tell me what you heard on the radio.
Basically, cortisol is a hormone that causes, usually comes as a result of stress,
Yep.
and then causes you to retain fat. Is
Yes.
what I heard on the radio.
So how that
Good
works,
answer.
usually when you work out, your body releases cortisol to give you immediate energy, like we talked about, to be able to let you last throughout the workout. Now the same thing applies when you're stressed. Your body doesn't know the difference between you running from a tiger or you being stressed about, you know, what's going on at work or going on at home. It's going to respond the same way. Cortisol is released. And if you have that constant flow of cortisol being released, then you have that buildup of inflammation, right? So you'll have, some people have a lot of water retention. And a lot of times it's hard to get rid of because we live in this constant cycle where we don't know how to manage our stress. So we want to be very cautious about inflammation, besides just making sure that the muscle, the bone density, and your nervous system is working the way it should. Okay? Yeah.
How do you know if you're overdoing it?
So if you notice that you're very, very tired, or if you're feeling like you're plateauing in your workouts or your strength levels, if you're not sleeping that well, that's usually a really good telltale sign that what you're doing is probably overtraining. So usually those are the top things. If you were like usually 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you happen to have like a dip in energy, or if you wake up in the morning, you feel groggy, those are usually signs that you probably need to look into that. But one thing that you should do to incorporate is more recovery. So if you're not doing the recovery piece, maybe that's where you need to start. All right? So in summary, I told you guys it's going to be short. Your metabolism reaches its potential when you reach your potential. Okay? So this is not about having a fast or slow metabolism as it is about finding out where your unique metabolism is. All right? So just given the factors that we talked about, from how your body breaks itself down to how it builds itself up, I would suggest that one of the things that you should do, or you've already done, is assess where you are. Some people write daily journals just to get an idea as to what their daily habits are. That is a really good way to kind of monitor what you're doing subconsciously that you're not aware of. 2, what is your small habit that you can focus on every day? So one of the things that we focused on doing is having those 3 accountability challenges. You guys remember that? Me talking on the page and running down the stairs and going back up the stairs, right? Those small things that I feel are easy, but I want to know from you if you feel that's going to be easy to do.
Right now.
April, you know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it, April?
I don't know.
So one of them is drink water first thing in the morning.
Fine. Yeah.
Before you drink your coffee,
I do that.
clear your digestive. You're already doing it,
Check.
great. Perfect.
And before a meal.
Before a meal. Now, second thing, exercise-wise, I just want you to focus on every 3 hours. Go down those stairs, Vesco leaders, and go down these stairs. Say hi before you pass this out. Then walk back up the stairs. How's that sound? You can do that?
How many
Simple?
times?
Every 3 hours.
Every 3 hours.
Oh, every 3 hours.
That's probably like twice. You guys work
When
8
you go
hour
to the
shifts?
bathroom.
I know, I gotta go to the
Unless you're
bathroom all the time,
overachiever,
so
you have to
there we
work,
go.
I don't know, 9 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah, just use the downstairs bathroom. That would be a big.
Yeah, we just do that. That's part of it.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
smell
have
good
an
down there
answer.
like it does upstairs.
So, and the very
Right?
last
It's not
thing,
our fault
recovery-wise, is to
Gotta do
learn
what
how to
we
do
and just put those
diaphragm
plugins
breathing.
in 'em.
So
That's
what
what we
that
do.
means is when you inhale,
Good.
you begin by inhaling through your nose until you feel your stomach rise, not your chest, but your stomach rise. Where our attempt is to get more of these intrinsic core muscles to start to get stimulated, get used to working. All right? And when you breathe that way, that activates them. That gets them more engaged.
You breathe in, you actually push your stomach out, and when you
Slightly push out.
and when you let out, you suck it in.
So when you breathe out, you should feel your chest come down with your stomach. Right? When you breathe in, you're just watching for your stomach to rise. That's the main thing. Yes. And subconsciously, without you realizing it, you have to have a really good posture. You develop a good posture by
I
breathing
tried
in
to
anyway.
do that subconsciously. I mean, I learned that breathing, but it's so hard to keep it. I have to like really focus
You
to do it.
and the thing is, what's important is that you have someone to keep you accountable to do this.
Your cat.
Yeah. So I hope you guys looked at the video and you got a partner. If you don't, yes. If you don't have a partner, I can be your partner.
No thanks.
No.
April, you're your
Yeah,
partner?
no, thank you.
I don't want to be your partner.
Bob, you want to be your partner?
I'll be anybody's partner.
If Bob, you're not my partner, I'll be your partner. Okay, we're gonna find you a partner. So
He's
it's
always
some,
out and about a lot.
which is good.
Yeah.
But I wonder if she's out and about, going downstairs, going back
No,
up the
he's
stairs.
like out of the office a lot.
He's
Well,
on,
how
he's
many
not
times
here
have
a
you-
lot on his feet.
How am I going to catch you?
Good luck with that.
No, I don't want to see you
I'm
walking
with you.
side by. You know what? That's okay. I'm your partner. That's what we're gonna do.
He's out there
That's what I'm your
working. He's
partner.
working.
I just wanted to point out that when you come down the stairs, you go down the other stairs, and you have a cigarette, and then you go back upstairs, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Actually,
count.
Dawn, he's
Shot.
calling you
It's
out.
okay.
Gosh.
You know what? We're working on it. We're working.
Working
Working on it.
I'm working on it. We're working
Hey,
on
well,
it.
you're gonna be walking up and down the stairs a little bit longer than you used to anyway, more frequently than before. If you do
Right.
it every 3 hours,
Right.
right? Unless you're
Well-
smoking that time anyway. We need to go twice for smoke. One for the smoke, one for the actual workout. So it's just about thinking about really simple things that you can do right now and be consistent with so you can build your confidence. And then we'll go into something another 2 weeks from now. Next 2 weeks, we're going to discuss hormones in more detail. That's going to be a little bit more exciting. But I just want you to give me ideas that your metabolism is just about understanding first that there are more than just calories in, calories out taking place. There is a specific set of reactions, changes. And the more you can focus on those small habits to help your body improve on making the right changes, the more you'll see those create the results you're looking for.